Okay, perfect. Let me check if we are good to go. Check. Yes, perfect. If we are good to go. I'll try here, and after that we can start. Perfect. Thank you, Ruth. So, okay. Okay, perfect. We can start. Thank you, Ruth, for this course you will give us about music. The second part of what we started 2 weeks ago. My name is Gilbert, so I run Eli Academy training center online, and this is Ruth. I will let you introduce yourself, and after that, I will have some question. You can answer by showing music, slides, everything you want. Our goal will be to be better at music in 35 minutes if we can. Okay, perfect. So let's start.
Okay, thank you, Gilbert. Thank you so much. Thank you for this invitation. I'm so happy to be here today. Well, yes, we continue with this, big and huge universe of music. We've started with some elements of music, and then today we're going to continue. Yes, we're going to continue to how these elements. There are many elements to take into account, and in this case, we're going to talk about 4 of them, right? We are starting, yes, with some elements which are very important, yes, and necessary, yes, to understand music, to understand a piece of music, to understand how to listen to that piece, yes, and also if we want to read or to write music, yes. So which are these elements? Well, we have these 4 elements today: the rhythm, pitch, melody, and harmony. Well, rhythm. Everybody talks about rhythm because is one of the most elementary, is one of the basic elements in music. Can we play music without rhythm? No, we can't. Rhythm is the basic element, or one of the basic elements we have in music. And why? Because music couldn't exist without rhythm. Rhythm is everything, is the whole combination of long and short sounds. But sometimes we don't have sounds. Sometimes we just have some percussion or some noises, and that in some cases or in some other circumstances can be assimilated or considered, yes, rhythm. Just the way you clap your hands, for example, is rhythm. right? So in our have rhythm everywhere, every time. Yes, that is, what is that of long or short? Well, because we can have longer sounds or yes, sounds. Yes, and that has to do with a pattern, with a whole aspect, yes, of music. Yes, and it has to do, of course, with patterns, with tempo, and with measures. Here we are going to continue talking about these elements, right? As when we have patterns is because, well, we tend to organize, yes, to have an organization of these sounds, right? Here, well, we can have some measures, yeah, measures. In this case, technically speaking, yes, when we write or when we read a piece of a sheet of music, a score, yes, we have these segments, yes, where we write the rhythm, where we write music, yes. So measures are part of this organization of rhythm, right? For example, here, as you can see in screen, yes, you have some other elements to organize rhythm. For example, of course, we have the sounds or we have the notes here, but also they have different durations, different values, yes, and these segments, yes, these segments here above on screen, yes,
Yes.
Are divided into measures, right? And well, to talk about one of the basic elements that is rhythm, we need to talk about beats, right? Beats are very important because rhythm has to do with the natural sound of the natural composition of sounds or notes, right? If we talk about beats, we generally remember, it reminds us of our heartbeats. Yes, our heartbeats is a natural flow of rhythm. Yes. Okay, well, talking about human beings, we have our heart, we produce heartbeats because it's a regular, yes, a rhythm of our body or the our heart, yes, how it's working. So the same happens with music, is the natural, yes, that natural aspect also of rhythm. And inside this whole world of rhythm, we have beats. That's why we have measures, and inside these measure, each of these, we have beats, right? So those are called pulsations. That's pulse, right? The pulse, the regular pulse of rhythm is that beats, right? Well, beats usually is steady, yes, usually is regular, but we can talk about beats as in some cases irregular, but not usually happens, right? Beats are regular, it's like happen also always, yes, steady, regular, yes, pulsation, right, of beat. Yes, good. Well, it's like an internal clock. Yes.
Okay.
So, any questions, Gilbert?
No, yeah.
Anything? Okay, let's continue. Okay. So, our second element is pitch. Well, pitch is also another element we need to cover. Is one of the qualities, yes, of sounds. Yes, if our sound is high, yes, we are going to see high, yes, or low, yes. That's the way we refer, how we refer to pitch, if it is high or low, right? Well, in music and we can see musical notation, yes, is clearly when a sound is higher, yes, is higher than the others, right? We can clearly see if it is in a higher position, right? Well, also a sound not only can be distinguished by the written music or the written piece of music, yes, but also can be distinguished by our hearing, right? If we listen to a sound, we should be able to understand its pitch, if it is higher or lower. For example, go in. Sorry. Here. For example. Okay. We can hear that.
Yes.
Well, many sounds. Higher or lower sounds, right? Higher or lower sounds are played, for example. Yes. We have the same sound. Yes. At a lower pitch or higher pitch. Yes.
Okay.
That is the highness, yeah, highness or yes, the positions, yes, of our sounds, yes. Also, what is reception? Yes, in this case, when we listen to an instrument or when we sing, yes, if we sing also, we can perceive is about perception, hearing, or listening, yeah. So, is one of our properties when we talk about sound. And now, yes, we can, well, we are going to play this over. And the case here is two instruments, yes, violin and cello, yes, and one is lower or higher. We're going to listen, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yes. We have, well, to illustrate this difference between two instruments, yes, and their pitches, right? One is higher than the other, yes. Violin is a small instrument, smaller than the violoncello or cello. So its sounds, yes, the sound violin will be higher, yes. The pitch will be higher, the sound, yes, will be higher in this case. And the lower, yes, is for the cello because it's a bigger instrument. An instrument and produces, yes, lower, yes, lower sounds. So you can talk lower or higher. Yes, with your voice, you can also notice the difference. Yes, it's like that. Thank you, Gilbert. Okay, so we have many differences. Well, now later we're going to see the difference between melodies and how they differentiate in just slight, yes, slight senses and slight pitches, right? As we are going to see. Well, here we have recently played. Okay, so um, here we continue to talk about pitch, but this is about written music. And in written music, we can see some elements, different elements like the staff. Yes, that's many perhaps of you already know what a staff is. That is 5 lines, yes, and is the place where music is written, yes, staff, and of course our treble clef, that is the symbol, yes, the symbol. That's going to yes, talk about that later and more details about these symbols and these elements as well. But at first sight, yes, we have a staff, we have the treble clef, and we have some sounds in different positions here. Yes?
I have a question.
Yes.
So there's two staff where we can play piano, because there is one for
yes.
the right hand and the one for the left hand. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, we need to start to mainly when talk about piano writing, yes, piano writing scores, need, yes, one staff for the right hand and another staff for the, yes, left hand. And of course, well, we can recognize simply like that, we can recognize what is the higher sound and the lower sound. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, question? Can I make a question?
It's perfect. Yes? And what's the name of the clef for the left hand? What's the name of the clef?
Well, usually it's bass. Yes?
Okay.
But yes, usually. Why? Because position has to be yes, lower to have a different clef. Yes?
Okay, perfect.
The treble clef.
Okay,
very good. Oh, welcome. Okay, Gilbert. If you see, we have a we haven't talked about sounds yet, but simply the first and the second symbol, there are 2 sounds, yes, on this stuff. Yes, many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sounds. But the 2 first, I'm going to play the 2 first. Yes, the 2 first. Yes.
We can hear.
You hear that? No,
we could hear the first one only.
Okay. Well, one of the aspects is the written. Yes, one is lower than the other. Yes, one is lower than the other. So lower pitch is the first, is lower than the second. Yes. Okay. Here we have the first sound or the first note is lower, yes, than the second sound. Yes, because we can just see that, yes, the stuff. But also, if we listen to these 2 sounds, we can recognize their differences, right? So, not only we can read, but also we can listen yes, and discriminates. We can also differentiate them, right? Okay, very good. So, well, with sounds, yes, our third element is about a lot of sounds. Yes, many, a group of sounds, a group of notes. Yes, and this is what we call melody. Yes, melody is the success, is the linear, yes, organization, succession of tones or sounds or musical notes, right? A melody is simply what you hear or what you want or what you remember, a piece of music and you want to sing. Yes, that's just is melody. As simple as that. Yes, a simple melody is also called, here you can see a voice, yes, or a line. Then you can say, oh, Gilbert, can you repeat a line, the first line? Yes, we can say the melody. Okay. Remember a melody when it was a child. I remember a very nice melody that I used to sing. So we talk about that, a simple music, yes, in one line, yes. And to illustrate this, can we hear listen to the Tchaikovsky melody?
Yes.
Okay, just for a few minutes. Okay, thank you, Albert. Thank you. Yes, we could listen to a piece of an extract, yes, from Tchaikovsky. And in this melody, well, we can recognize flute. Yes, this piece was written for flute, and the main melody, yes, is performed by flute. Flute here plays the main part, yes, plays the main idea, of this extract of this passage, right? Well, we can melodies sometimes, but sometimes it's not so easy to recognize the main melody, yes, or the main line of the piece of music. Usually the melody is pleasant, is a pleasure, and also is easier for you to learn. Sometimes we listen to a piece of music and that is the main idea of the whole, yes, and then, well, that is what we tend to repeat or to sing along, or that is the main part we want to learn to play an instrument, right? So I would say that is the main idea, yes, of a piece of music, of a extract or a passage. Here we have just listened to Tchaikovsky extract, yes, performed by flute, yes, but okay. Flute is, yes, and that's, yes. Okay, thank you. Yes, Gilbert, to listen, if, I don't know, to listen 1 two or more instruments?
I would say three, but I'm not sure.
That's right. More
Okay.
than one. More than one for sure. Excellent. Yes, and then we have the main melody, but we can have other melodies playing together. Yes, at the same time, simultaneously. Well, that can we call melody to the second instrument playing? Of course, we can as many melodies as the composer wanted or as the author needs or want to express. Yes, that's free. Is we need to recognize the melodies, and sometimes, well, we have some more examples and some more detailed the melody, of course, some more characteristics and features that we need to go deeper and deeper to understand technically, yes, and academically what a melody is, of course. But here, just recognizing, yes, the melody of the main flute, yes, and that is what we usually follow along, yes. So, well, thank you, Gilbert. Let's continue, yes, the group of melodies, and that is element number 4. This element number 4 and
Harmony.
Harmony. That's right. Well, harmony is the whole of all elements, or at least the 3 basic elements of rhythm, yes, pitch, melody, yes. When we have this collection of notes, of melodies, of voices, right, playing or singing simultaneously, yes, here is when we call harmony is created, when all these multiple melodies and voices of different instruments or human voices are played together. Yes, yes, they occur, yes, and they have, of course, patterns to follow. To understand harmony, we need to understand patterns. We need to understand each of these, of course. We also call kind of vertical harmony, horizontal harmony, yes? We talk about harmony in a vertical way, yes? And we're going to see that later on, so I can illustrate this idea of harmony, yes? And horizontal one is the melody, yes? And we have, or we say, a melody that is harmony also, because it has a sense, it has a purpose, it has identity. Melody has identity. So each melody has identity, and that is part of harmony as well. Okay, so now next slide. Yes, we going. Yes, can you please, Gilbert, play Carmina Burana, the off by Carl Orff. Yes. That's it. Good. Great. Great. Thank you. Yes, all voices, all lines, all melodies, instrumental and human voices, right here playing together is the result out, and that is harmony creation, right? This has to do with the whole. Can we have harmony which has 2 lines, 2 voices? Yes. We have harmony with just two lines, two voices, two instruments, or two simple lines that I'm going to show you now. Please tell me if possible to listen to the piano.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Here, yes?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Now? Yeah.
Not yet.
Going to see this.
No.
No?
Maybe something with the sound of the piano.
Yes. Mm. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Here. Okay, this with just simple sounds, simple lines there. I'm going to repeat the highest line only, right? So to see is we can distinguish the melody, yes? Can you hear that?
Yes. Not yet. No, it's not anymore.
Okay. Well, I'm just playing this, right, a little bit to show, yes, that the highest line played by my right hand, it consists of a simple melody. Well, simple, but extremely beautiful, of course. And this is a piece of Debussy, yes, and is a romantic period. Is part of a bigger, is just an extract, of course, right? It's part of a suite. And the melody is that just the highest line, yes, or the highest notes, right? But when you play together, form a chord, yes, they are two or more sounds or notes play together. Yes, and that is the whole is harmony. Yes, you have at least here 3, 4 lines, and there when two hands in case of the piano, yes, and they form harmony, right?
Okay.
That's absolutely wonderful. Yes. So, well, this is for today's session, for today's meeting is we've dealt with 4 so interesting elements of music, and that we can practice just listening or following some pieces of music or some scores to read, try to recognize, try to identify, yes, melodies, try to identify higher pitches, higher notes, and lower notes if this note is higher or if it is lower. Yes, as we human beings grow older, it's more difficult, yes, for our hearing to recognize that. But not only in music, in an aspect of our lives, because of just hearing. So a very good practice to continue doing this. Sorry. And then just to recognize, yes, element, enjoy music, of course. That is what we mainly have to do, yes, to enjoy music.
Perfect.
Okay.
I will share with everyone the links to the music we played. Like that, they will be able to listen again and practice.
Sure. Yes, that's a very good idea. Just to have a pleasure, yes, to listen, elements to recognize. Yes. Or, of course, we have to start with simple simple pieces of music, and then you can improve your listening comprehension or your listening aptitude. Yes, to try to go further and further every meeting.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Let's meet again in few days, few weeks for the last part, and after that, let's enjoy music, everyone.
Yes, of course.